Tick-tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be with Tori,
Yes, everybody. Welcome back to Lasgidi Effect. These days, once we kick off the show, the mood is a bit better, because unlike, the first few weeks of the season when every time we come back, we've just come back from another loss or another defeat. Now, even if whether there's still a bit of complaints or not, the mood is all right. Mercy boy, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, it's still same old, and just have to stay positive with the team. But at least Arsenal is kind of they drawing, they're winning, whatever. They're not losing, so
They they're
yeah,
grinding out results.
grinding
Everybody
our
knows that
result. Yeah,
Mercy Boy is not the he's not easily impressed especially with this
no,
Arsenal side. So
yeah,
yeah. But anyways, welcome everyone to Let's Get the
yeah.
Effect. As the show, we're just a bunch of Niger boys. We come here to banter, talk about football, talk about Arsenal. And big ups to everybody who has been riding with us. This is episode 22. Big ups to you, my man Sentiment. He says, "Oh, do me a favor, 8 unbeaten." Turn it in, not having it. Oh, big ups to you as well, Osman Ali. Say 3 days there for the rest of the main man with the crunky mask. Guys talking about that.
you know.
Yeah. Big ups to you, Osman Ali. Big ups to you, Sentiments. Welcome to the show. I mean, the sentiment here is telling us that we shouldn't talk about 8 games unbeaten. I literally titled this game, titled the show 8 games unbeaten, just to spark a reaction from the
Yeah,
audience, right?
but
From everyone.
yeah,
But
but
legit, we are 8 games unbeaten since we lost 5-0
mhm.
to Man City.
Yeah,
What do
but
you
the
think
thing,
about that? Do you think
but
we're
the
on the
thing
up or
is, because we haven't lost in 8 games now. Some of the Arsenal fans they've been saying that, oh yeah, we're back. We don't come on, come on.
Arsenal fans
Even if
forget
me,
things
me
easily.
personally, I want to say something. Me personally, if Atata still go on and do like Emery, go on to 22 games or 30 games unbeaten, I still want him out. I still want him out. I
Once
would tell.
boy,
I
you
would.
know they forgive, Sha.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
get
it's not like it's
forgiveness.
not.
I
It's
don't get
not all
forgiving
about. It's
spirit.
not all about. It's not all about forgive. What the reason why I'm saying that I still want him out is it's not the man that is going to take us to the level that we need to be. That is exactly what I'm saying. He can go on a run, 10 games unbeaten or 15 games unbeaten, people will forget that this guy is not good enough. And I will keep saying it. This guy will never be good enough for Arsenal Football Club.
You keep saying it, bro. You never
That's
change your mind
correct.
about that,
I
right?
ain't changing my mind about it.
The thing
So
what that I say is, and big ups to you, yeah. Oh, big ups to sentiment. Says large of Birmingham, Musty boy. Big ups to you. Um, Osman Ali is saying if I'm not getting carried away, but if we beat Leicester, I will get carried away. But the thing I want to say is before anybody gets carried away, one of the things that supporting Arsenal for so long has done to me, and I'm sure it has done to a lot of fans, like Sentiment just said, is that there's so many reference points of like disappointment. So there's nothing you are doing for us that we've not seen before, right? Like
before that's
like I was
correct.
literally going to use the example Sentiment just used. Under Una Emery, we went 22 games unbeaten in all competitions,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
it was right after we lost. It started the season. It lost to Man City. It lost to Chelsea, and then after that, we just stopped
Yeah,
losing, and we
yeah.
didn't lose for 22 games. I will never
Hmm.
forget. Right, we
Yeah.
were not playing well, but we were grinding out results. We will play
Hmm.
badly in the first half. We will come
Hmm.
out in the second half. It will look like people went to smoke crack in the dressing room. They would turn the
Hmm.
game around. It
Around,
was
yeah.
unconvincing, but we were getting results. And I will never forget that season
Yeah.
where we were third, 8 games to the end of the season. We were third. We had played all the big teams, right? We were
Yeah.
in the Europa League. I think we were in the semi-finals of the Europa
Hmm.
League, and
Hmm.
it was now a question of which one of these two are we going to use to get into the Champions League? Because it was so sure. But the
Yeah.
way we capitulated that season, we ended up losing 4 of those 8 games. We ended up finishing fifth. We ended up getting bastardized 4-1 in the Europa League final.
Hmm.
So when I remember that, I'm like, please, Ateta's 8 games unbeaten means nothing to me
To
because
me,
I've seen 22 before and we still ended up capitulating.
listen, even if this guy go all the way to the end of the season unbeaten, I still want him gone. I don't. It's not the man for me. I don't want him to go to take us to the Champions League, and then we just go there to go and make up the numbers. If you understand what I mean. I want
Yeah,
to
I get
go
that.
there, and just someone is telling me that, oh yeah, well, look at you Arsenal fan, where you're making a look at Bayern Munich get beat 5-0. I said that's a fluke. It will
That one
never
is a
happen
fluke
again.
performance
It
now.
will never happen again to Bayern Munich. So just don't talk about that one. Bayern Munich is
Mhm.
on another level compared to Arsenal.
That one
Arsenal
they happen
doesn't,
now. Come on.
you
Didn't
know.
West Brom? I remember last season West Brom beat
Mhm.
Chelsea. I can't remember what the scoreline was. It was ridiculous as well.
You
That was the
understand what I
first
mean?
game that this guy lost. But like
Mhm.
it didn't mean anything. They still went ahead and won the Champions League, right?
It's, it,
So
it's just like every time Chelsea look at Chelsea, if they beat Norwich 7-8, I believe every time Chelsea play Norwich, they can beat Norwich 7-0 all the time.
mhm.
But that team that beat Bayern Munich can never go
They
to the
can't do it
go and
again. They
no,
bring
never.
them tomorrow, they will cry. But yeah, I
No.
mean, so sentiment, very valid point, and I fully agree. If Emery's 22 unbeaten wasn't good enough, why should anybody care
Yeah,
about
why are we hyping on the
but
8 games unbeaten?
yeah,
You know?
but yeah, if we take away past this up, look at things, and I want us to talk a bit about the games we've played since the last show, right? If we
Hmm.
just look at things as they are at the moment, I mean,
Yeah.
indeed, we haven't lost in 8 games.
Hmm.
That Aston Villa game, I'm sure I don't know, most boys, Manali, you guys can give your thoughts about what you thought about the Aston Villa game, but for me, it was pretty much our best performance so far this season,
Hmm.
right? And for me, I liked it because compared to the Tottenham game, it wasn't that like Aston Villa went great, but they were not as bad as Tottenham were. Like they didn't have to be, they didn't sit the midfield to us. We just played better, and we played well
Hmm.
throughout the game, right? So it wasn't just like a first half performance that was okay. It was like
Yeah,
both
I
halves
agree.
we played pretty well, and we got a,
I,
a comprehensive win,
I
right?
agree. I agree with you. But me, I would give credit when credit is due. The team played really well. So we what we did is we know that Aston Villa they have a very good midfield, and that's what always win Aston Villa their games. Their
Again,
midfield, then when they score 7 past Liverpool, then is their midfield that do the job for them. So
true.
what we did is we nullify all their midfielder because their midfielder is not existing. So the two up front, Oli Watkins and Ings,
Danny Ings, yeah,
Danny Ings, they know where to be found. So that's what this is exactly what Arsene Wenger always do to teams. He will pack his midfield with ballers, people that can outplay you in the midfield. Then they just outscore you. That's what we did to Aston Villa
yeah, and it was
over the
beautiful to
weekend.
watch.
So
The last
it
game I
was good to
remember
watch.
where
Yeah.
we did that so well. I remember the I think it was last season. Was it last
Hmm.
season or 2 seasons ago? Well, it was last season, yeah, because Thomas
Mm.
Partey was here when we
Yeah.
beat Manchester United 1-0,
Yeah.
right? Even though it was, I think Aubameyang was the one who scored a penalty from something silly that Pogba
Yeah.
did to
If
Bellerin,
Pogba did. Yeah.
but
That's right.
we outplayed them.
We
Like we didn't
outplayed
let
them in
them
the middle. Yeah.
rest in the midfield before they even got
Hmm.
balanced on the ball. Gabriel,
Hmm.
all these boys, on any day, it was such a beautiful game
It
to
was
watch.
because we don't let Pogba do what he normally do, like control the game. So Partey kind of stick to him that no, you ain't
Yeah,
going nowhere.
yeah.
So yeah,
And we did it to Villa
it's good.
again, and it worked so
And
well.
this is what we have to go and do to Leicester
Which is my
on
question to
Saturday.
you.
Yeah.
We had that performance, and it was a good performance. Do you think, from your experience with this club, that we can replicate that performance against
No,
Leicester?
no, we can't because that is what Arsenal always do to you. So they can go to and again we're away. The manager will want to be so negative. He will wants to go to Leicester now and just want to, okay, if you can't score, make sure you don't concede. Half time will come, probably the game is still 0-0. He will just say just take a 0-0 and let's go home. That is the thing. It will not because the manager is, if we're playing at home, maybe probably is telling the team that we're playing at home, be brave, go and play. If you are playing away, you just want to sit back and just wait on the counter attack. You will see. that because we're away, we're not going to be playing like
to
what we
play
did
as
to
well.
Aston Villa. Yes.
But I mean, we will see. Before we even move into like the next game week, did you watch that Liverpool Manchester United game, Mossy boy?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Did you see the demolition of the
Oh
Red
my
Devils?
days. Oh my God. When we are doing one show the other day, and when someone was saying that Ole is worse than Atata, now I believe Ole is the worst manager in the Premier League.
No, that Norwich manager is the worst. But I
I'm
think
telling
after
you,
him, probably Ole.
you see when I was chatting to when we are chatting on the group, I said to you,
Mhm.
Manchester United team, football club, they've got stars, they got quality players. On in that game of that Liverpool game, they just don't. They're stars there with no football brain. They're just running around like headless chicken. The manager was like, okay, halftime. What can I do to stop Liverpool scoring? He brought
Yeah,
on
because it was
Pogba.
like
Okay,
2-0 at halftime. It wasn't even so
no,
bad.
4-0
Oh, it was 4-0,
halftime.
yeah, true.
Yeah, and the manager brought in Pogba. Okay, go in there, go and steady the game. Uh, uh, let the game be at your pace. And you went on to go and get a red
To
card.
get a red card.
Oh my
Oh my
God,
god, that
man!
was so
If
disappointing.
listen, if I can speak to Ole, you know what they call pankere.
He go flog am.
I will give pankere to Ole and started beating all those
Tell am make he
Manchester.
flog
The
those
only
boys. Ah.
player I'm not going to beat at that Manchester United team is De Gea
Yeah,
because he
man.
saved them.
He saved them a
He's the
lot. It
one
could
that
have been
make it
so
five.
much
It
worse.
could have been more.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
He's
only player I'm not going to beat. Every other player that, but, what's it called? What's the name of their captain?
Maguire.
Maguire. I will make sure he's the only one that get 24 strokes. The
There's
rest
been
they
there's
will
in
get
fact
12.
there've been
But
so much talk about Maguire's
Pogba
quality.
will get 100 stroke for what he did. I'm
There've been so
telling
much
you.
talk about Maguire's quality, and you know when a player is pretty much the most expensive defender in history,
Eh,
it would always attract that kind of scrutiny.
but the thing is, this guy became a Manchester United captain less than 6 months. He joined them.
Yes,
Something is not right for me.
in
How
the
could you
squad,
become a
right?
Manchester United captain less than 6 months at the club?
I mean, and
Something,
if you actually think about it, right,
yeah.
the squad that they have at the moment is, in my opinion, is also a pretty okay. Well, I mean, it's pretty new as well, right? Many of those players have not been like United's favorite players for a long time. So I mean, apart
Mm,
from Rashford, Pogba, and De Gea,
mhm.
maybe Luke Shaw might have been there for a little bit, but most of the star players at the moment are new, right? So you have
How?
C. Ronaldo, who just got there. Bruno,
Ronaldo is not new to the
it's not
club.
new, but like he just got back, right? There's Bruno
Yeah.
Fernandez, who they signed just like what 2 seasons ago.
No,
There's
then it's not.
Maguire.
Listen. If a player join a club for 2 seasons, that player is not a new player anymore. This is the guy that was winning player of the month last season. They giving him a different type of trophy last season. So
Yeah.
don't tell me he's new to man.
Well, but I
He
think what I
knows.
mean more is like is it like another generation of Manchester United players, right?
Yeah,
Some
Bruno
because I
Fernando
look at it and
Bruno
say if
Fernando is
Maguire
not
is
a
not the
new player
captain,
to
who
man.
would be the captain? If Maguire is not the captain, I think probably Fernandez would have been the next choice because I don't think they're gonna make Pogba captain, right? Or
The,
maybe C.
to me,
Ronaldo now. It's really
Pogba
weird.
doesn't have the Pogba that no, I
It
won't
was
make
really
him
painful.
make him
Do
start.
you think and Osman Ali says something interesting here. He says everyone is hoping that Man United
Sport
will
10 nil.
smash Spurs 10-0 so Ole can stay in the job. Do you think Ole is going to survive?
Ah, well, but it's on the news that at the moment is still the manager. They're not going to get rid of him.
Yeah, but like
They just like Arsenal. They're sticking to him. So
it's a really tough run of games
well,
for them because they
they
have
finished.
Spurs and then they have Atalanta again. They have
Mm,
Manchester City,
mm.
right? I mean, and then they have Watford, then they
Well,
have Villarreal,
remember
then they
the
have
is
Chelsea and Arsenal.
this manager may get them to finish second last season.
True.
Like it means if any team finish second, they are the second best team in the league. Then,
In the league.
if you understand what I mean, so it's just not the manager that is going to get them that over the line to be winning trophy for them. Because if Ole stay there now, I don't see that Man United team winning Champions League. I don't see them. Are they still in the Carabao Cup? I don't think so. They're out, right?
The whoa,
They're
actually, I'm
out.
not
They're
sure. I
out of
think
the
they're out.
Carabao
I
Cup.
think
I
they're
think
out. Yes,
they're
they're
still in the
out.
FA Cup. So I don't see them winning champion. The only chance they got to win any trophy this season is FA Cup. So you understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I
I
mean,
don't, I
I
don't
just
see them
think
winning
that
a big
like
one.
it has come at a bad time because at the
Mm,
moment their next run of games is really really tight,
mm-hmm,
right? I mean, since that I mean, pretty much since they played Villarreal, they've had a really tight run of games, right? Even though they beat Villarreal
mm,
2-1, then they drew Everton, then they lost to
mm-hmm,
Leicester, almost lost to Atalanta. They were 2-0 down before they came
mm,
back. Now
yeah.
they've lost to Liverpool. They have to play Spurs, Atalanta again, then City.
Mm,
Watford might be a bit of a breather. Then they go Villarreal, then Chelsea, then Arsenal. So I feel like the
mm-hmm.
pressure has come at a time when the games are tough, and
Tough.
so it might just. I don't know if he's going to survive this period, but we're going to
I
see
was
between.
I was watching Posco's, and Posco says something that after that Atlanta game, Posco said that wait until Manchester United play proper team, then they will be exposed. And that is what happened
Against
on
Liverpool.
against
Correct.
Liverpool.
Oh, jeez.
Because against Atlanta, they are so lucky. They're about to lose that, they're about to probably lose or draw that game.
I draw the
They're
game.
lucky. Because Manchester United squad right now, they are individual players. But this manager cannot get them to play as a team, if you understand what I mean. So
True.
it's
It's a really interesting time.
yeah,
Anyways, let's get back to talk some Arsenal talk. Before
yeah.
I move on to like the Leeds game, I can see sentiment here saying Arteta sexuals clutching at any little upturn. How have we turned the corner? They can't be objective. Have we turned? They can't be objective. Arteta can't even win 5 games in a row, and Emery could. Arteta couldn't turn a corner at the roundabout. To be honest, there are some, in my opinion, there are some Arteta fans that take this positivity a bit too far. They say this bloody Arteta sexuals make me sick to the teeth. Clinging on to anything like a desperate ex trying to rekindle their love. I
Mm.
think it's quite toxic. Sentiment is upset right now.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, he's upset. And he just went on to say Arteta out. Big ups to you, Theo. Theo is saying good evening, senior man. Big ups
Yeah,
to you,
Theo.
Theo. Good to have you. Good to have you around as well. So let's talk about the Leeds game, right? And I
Mm,
know, I mean, I think that most people would have expected us now to win that game anyways. I don't think it was a game where that was ever in doubt for us, right?
mm.
We took the game to Leeds. I feel like the performance was less convincing. It wasn't as convincing as the performance against Aston Villa, right? But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we still like ground out the result. Who were the players that stood out for you in that game, Masibo?
You mean in the Leeds game?
In the Leeds game, yeah.
Um, I'll probably say the only player I can see in that game is El Neni. El Neni stood out because El Neni is just El Neni just do what it says on the tin basically. He's a backup. He's a team player. Just go on there, go and do all your running, and if anybody in that squad doesn't kind of knock the door, Ateta's door for me to say, okay, I want to, kind of, I want you to look at me for our next league game, if you understand what I mean. The only person I would say is just El Neni. Apart from that, so but
What did you think about Leno's performance?
Leno's performance is okay. Apart, look at the save he made. However, when it comes to distributing the ball, it's not as
As
good as
Ramsdale? I think
Ramsdale.
that's obvious now.
What I want to say is, you see, if you go back to our previous show, I'm one of the people that was saying that I don't want Ramsdale. It's not good
Yeah,
enough. But this guy
valid.
has came in and he has proved me wrong. I raised my hand for that and say, okay, I agree that okay, he's good enough to be Arsenal goalkeeper. This is what I want Atata to do to me as well, to prove me wrong. But he's
Yeah,
not going to do, because
Arteta
I
has
know he's
in
not going to
Arteta
do
has
it.
in
And he won't do it.
Arteta has improved, and I think honestly, this is one thing that a lot of us now, because Arsenal, the fan base is very divided at the moment, right?
Yeah.
But people are able to change their mind about different things, right? I can
Hmm.
tell you for a fact, Ramsdale is a good example of that. A lot of
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, me included, I didn't want it. It's like the reputation he had was too bad. He has been relegated with three different clubs. Why would I want him? But
Yeah.
so far,
Y-
so good. He has
Yeah.
come in, and you can't actually say he has done anything wrong, right? He has
Yeah.
played well. We
He
have
has
not even
played
lost a
well.
single game in all the games he has
But
played.
however, the 2 seasons that he got relegated, those 2 seasons is actually the highest. He got the
Was the best
highest
player
number of
in the team.
saves.
I
He's
mean, yeah,
got the
obviously
highest
because
number
he's
of saves
getting
in the.
they're battering their team the
But
most.
yeah, so I think because it's because of the team he played for. I think that's why. But it's
But yeah, I mean,
but
we
he
will
has come
see.
into Arsenal. He hit the ground run. He said he wants to come to Arsenal and push Leno, and he has pushed Leno.
And I mean, he's done
So
it right. And at the
now
moment, right, like you
you
can't
know.
even say Leno should come back, right? Because everybody's sort of comfortable having Ramsdale
He's going.
keep that
He's
shirt
now.
for as
All
long
they
as
just
possible.
need to do is just to swap the numbers. That's all.
Yeah, I think
That's it.
Leno will probably leave in the summer
It
if
probably.
Ramsdale
Oh, in
stays.
January.
Sentiment say Ramsdale is 70-30. Looks like a flapper. He says if Flapsdale is competent against small teams with little pressure, let's see him in the
Mm,
fire. And this is really what I want to see, right? I want to now
mm,
see him in the games where we saw Leno, where when that
mm.
maybe so for example, the 5-0 loss against City. I feel if that was Ramsdale, would have lost 5-0 still. I don't think it would have made any difference. But I want to see him
Well,
in like big
we might
games.
not do it because there are some goals that went in that Leno should have kind of, you know, saved them. So
I mean, yeah, well,
it
I mean, we'll
might
see. And then, like, the
mm,
distribution might have helped us to create a few more
helped.
chances
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
right.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
true.
that's right.
But let's see in the big games when we play, I know we play Manchester United in a few weeks. When we play those big games, when we play Liverpool as well, let's
Mm,
see how he performs. If he can stand and hold his head high and perform
mm.
well, then obviously there's no coming
Just
back
before
with
we
Leno.
move on, I just want to say something. I think Theo was saying that you should drop the link or something. I think you did that. If you want to come in, you can just click the link and just come into the
Yeah,
studio if you want,
Theo,
Theo.
it came in. Okay, yeah, it's here actually. It actually just came
Okay, is
into the
it?
studio.
Okay. How are you
Big
doing,
ups to
Theo? You
you,
okay?
Theo. What's up, my man?
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
We
yes,
can hear
I
you,
can
man.
hear you. Good evening. How's it
Long
going,
time
bro?
now. How una day
Yeah,
now?
it's
You
been
don't day.
we
Yeah,
did,
Baba,
my
we do all
brother.
right. We do all right.
Where you can't go? You just they eat any,
Honestly,
you go
honest,
hide or something.
honestly, I dey forget every day. Every day, like I will
Mm,
just see. Oh, it's Thursday. It's 8 o'clock.
yeah, it's Thursday. It's
Forget.
Thursday, eight
It's eight
thirty.
thirty now. We're
Eight
doing it at
thirty,
eight
And
right?
thirty. Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
one thing I want to say to you, Theo, because
Yeah.
our own time is going to be changing now on
Okay.
Saturday night. So we're going to be 1 hour behind. So it's going to be 8:30 here will be 9:30 at your own time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, okay. So that's
So
something to note.
which is going to, I'm not sure in at your place, Birmingham. So where what time is going to be. So we're
I
going to
mean, we'll
be,
find out.
yeah, we'll
We'll
find out.
find
That's
out when
right.
it happens.
When it happens. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. I guess that's a good thing to note. So
Yeah.
but Theo, what's up now? How far? What's your opinion about what Arsenal, the run Arsenal has been on since we lost against Man City?
It's to be honest, is expected. It should be expected from every Arsenal fan. It should be nothing special. Look at the teams we faced:
Mm.
Burnley, Norwich, what is their name again?
Uh,
Wimbledon or something like that.
Wimbledon, yes,
Yeah,
Wimbledon.
like so we are expected to beat the team, but I give credit to Arteta and the team to by winning those matches. But it's not something I'll say, oh, Arsenal is back. Arsenal is
Mm.
not back. We are
Mm-mm.
facing Leicester on Saturday, so that's a decent test. We'll see
Mhm.
after that match.
That's right. Yeah,
So that's what I've got to
I
say.
agree. I agree. Exactly. I agree with
And the
Theo
Leicester
just said.
game is away from home as well. So
Yeah.
for me, yeah, I agree with you that it's a good test. If we play well, and this is what, and I think this is why a lot of people are still not confident in Arteta's ability, is that it's possible for you to play well and still not win, right? But at least
Yeah.
everybody will recognize that you played well. The problem is we don't play well most of the time. So even when we win, it looks like we just got lucky because we didn't play well. But anyways, we play Leicester this weekend. Let me get what your predictions are. Mercy boy, what do you think is gonna happen against Leicester?
I'm gonna go because away at the moment, Atata is still negative when he's playing with his team. I'll probably go nil nil. We're gonna be a draw basically.
And it's interesting. You know what's interesting about that game? Just like the
Yeah,
Villa game, it's the first game of the game week, right?
yeah.
So you know how that Villa game we played, we won, and then
Mm.
like we were able to like enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Weekend,
This
yeah,
is going
that's
to be
right.
like that as well. So if you're going to enjoy the weekend,
And
you will lose
again, what I want to say,
Saturday morning.
what I want to say is, because Arsenal, they are a team that if we are playing early, it is very rare. If you go since this manager joined, if we play an early kickoff, it's very rare we win that game. It's very
Hmm.
very rare, yeah, and under Arteta. So I don't
Interesting.
know.
That's an
Maybe
interesting one.
probably
That's a stat we should probably
yeah
look into. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we'll see. Sentiment here is bigging you up, Theo. He says, "Preach, Theo, a man with reason. You don't get giddy. 8 games doesn't get a gold medal and knighthood." But yeah, Theo, what do you think is gonna happen in that Leicester game? Do you think that Amos boy says
I,
we're gonna draw 0-0? What do you think?
I don't know why I have this sneaky feeling that we'll win that match. I just don't know why. Because to be honest, is Arteta came results apart. Like every time we play Leicester, we actually play good. I even remember the match we lost 1-0 in the Emirates. We actually played good, boys. Our strikers didn't take their chances. So
Yeah, I think
I
that's the one
think,
that Vardy came on and then
yeah,
scored,
Vardy came
right?
on and he scored a late goal. So I just have that sneaky feeling that we'll just maybe
Well,
win
we've
two.
lost to them 2-0 before since Atata is with us.
No, 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 no. I think that was Emery. That was Emery.
I
Is it
mean,
So
Emery or is it
last
Emery or
season we
Atata? I think it's Atata. We lost 2-0.
we
well, I
drew
don't know, but
1-1.
last season it
We
was one
lost
nil and three
because
one.
you know the first season Arteta came. The
Yeah,
first time we played Leicester,
yeah,
it was before COVID. That was Emery was
yeah,
our manager at their
yeah.
home. It was two
Yeah,
zero.
that's the 2
Then
nil you're
you know
talking
that
about,
COVID
Mr.
time, it
Boy.
always seems like 2 seasons, but it's the same season.
It's the same season.
Mm,
So
So
the
that's the
night,
season you're talking about. That was when we lost
yeah.
2 nil. Yeah,
But
in two
when the
just at
first
the
time
end of
Arteta,
2019.
the first time Arteta played them was 1-1. Last
mm,
season we lost 1-0. We played well and we won them 3-1. We always
Yeah,
play
we
good
beat them
under
3-1 in
Arteta.
the second leg. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
so we
even
always
beat
play.
them as well in one of the cup games. I can't remember which one it
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
whether it was the
yeah, yeah.
Carabao
Two
Cup. Yeah.
new, yeah, yeah. So we always play good against them under Arteta. So I just have a sneaky feeling we'll win 2-1,
Okay,
one
okay,
zero.
interesting. I also think that if you ask me, I would also say I think we're gonna win, right? The reason why I think we're gonna win is not just because we play well against them. I feel like there's a lot more confidence in the team at the moment because of the Aston Villa game. And I just think that Arteta would be feeling a bit more confident, right? And he's not going to go back to a ramble, right? But that's just
Okay.
my thoughts. Because I feel like if we play our game, we stand a good chance, right? If we take the game to them and we attack them and we control the midfield, we stand a very good
mhm.
chance. So, and I just feel like he'll be feeling pretty confident. But let's see. Big ups to you, Soft Spot TV. He says a draw should be the minimum against the Foxes. Yeah, we shouldn't lose against the Foxes.
Mm,
Sentiment says can't win early game, very very dodgy, and people say the mentality of the team has changed. I think it's weak as ever, bar one or two players.
mm,
Um, and I'll ask you a question. Something I read on Twitter a lot, but let me take this last comment. It says Arteta Arsenal slapped. Let's stay away from home. 3-1. Pepe tore lumps out of them. I expect the same, but expect to lose. I mean that Leicester game was probably one of Pepe's best performances in an Arsenal
Yeah.
shirt. But
mm.
sentiment is unique. I don't know. You people need to be a lot more positive. Let me ask you a question, Mossy boy.
Yeah, go
Do
for it.
you think the players are playing for the manager? I see this a lot on Twitter. These
Um,
arguments happen a lot. But do you think the players are actively playing for the manager?
the players are playing for the fans. To
Okay.
me, if there is no fans, I don't think this player I don't think they're ready to play for this manager.
To
Trust.
play for Arteta, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Theo,
They're
Theo, what
playing
do you
for the
think?
fans because they're trying to get the fan to come on board with them.
They
So
want to make the fans happy, right? This
happy.
and I feel like
So
the players and
because
fans have a decent connection.
they've hurt a lot of fans. With Arsenal, I would tell some fans are kind of they commit suicide because of Arsenal Football Club. You understand what I mean? Trust,
There's, like I said, there's so many reference points to of pain in
you
this
know.
club's history,
I
But
was
yeah, Theo,
watching.
what do you think?
I was watching one game the other time. Yeah, I don't know which team that beat Arsenal, and the camera just went into the crowd. It's Gary Neville. Yeah, it's Gary Neville that was on the commentary at that day. The camera just went into the crowd. If you see this boy, maybe probably about maybe five between 5 and 7 year old boy, and this boy was just crying.
Weeping.
I was I was like,
I don't.
oh,
The time I remember I cried
look at
for
what
this club
Arsenal has
was that
done.
Champions League final loss. It will
Oh
pain me that year.
man.
But
I
Ah.
don't even, thank God say I don't even watch out.
oh man, it was so painful. But anyway, still, what do you think? Do you think the players are still playing for Arteta? Do you, judging from their like attitude and their mentality on the pitch?
Yes, I would say that which is very surprising, to be honest. They're actually still playing for the manager because I've never there's no the people that we thought aren't really playing for the manager. People like Aubameyang, you see him this season. He has just like I have to give him credit. During the
Oh,
past four during the past 4 games, he has shown why he should wear that captain's armband.
should be
Because
the captain.
before
Mm,
Aubameyang, you just see him he's walking around the pitch, except he gets the ball. That's when you know that he having a presence on that pitch. So I just feel like
mm,
I don't know how Arteta does it. He's not a perfect manager, but the players are still behind him. It's,
Are
it's,
still
it's a
behind.
different feeling of what I felt when Emery was there.
Was it? I don't even want to hear about Emery
Like
to be honest.
everything was
Emery
just horrible.
was a heartbreaker.
So I will actually say the players, the players are still
if Emery was a heartbreaker, then what is Atata?
at least I
I've not felt the kind of pain
He's
I
a
felt
neck
under
breaker,
Emery.
right?
No, to be honest,
But
the kind of pain I
come
felt
on, man.
in that the end of the first season under Emery, the kind of pain I felt, I've not felt it under Arteta. Trust me. Anyways, big ups to my man Tade in the building.
That
Osman
is the
Ali has still made a reference to
building.
Tade today, and Tade is here. So I hope Osman Ali is
said
satisfied.
prodigal son.
Big ups to you, Tade. What's up? How you
Hello?
doing, man? How's it
Hello,
going,
Hello?
Tony.
Tade?
What's up? What's up? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. We can hear you.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. I was struggling with my man. Seems like I've forgotten how to use all these things, man. Freaking hell.
Don't you
Oh,
can't forget
What's
because you're an engineer, you know.
welcome to the show. See,
uh
sentiment is
I
already greeting
lost.
you.
I lost. I lost. What's he saying? What's he saying?
It
I
says
had
Tade the prodigal
the
son
prodigal son
returns.
returns. Sentiment FC, man. I'm a real prodigal son, man. I'm not even gonna lie. I've lost touch. I've lost touch on football, man. I swear. I've lost touch on football, people. I was
Wait,
yeah,
welcome.
like
Anyways,
it's
Tade, I'm going to ask you one quick question, right? And it's about Manchester United. I'm sure you saw the complete destruction of United by Liverpool last weekend. Do you think Ole will survive this run of games?
man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not with the way Lindelof and what's his name Maguire were almost
Maguire,
hitting and jamming each other as if it's a head-on collision.
you know.
I don't even understand what those guys were doing, man. Like the body language was shocking, honestly. Like
Yeah,
jokes aside, the body language from the players was annoying to watch. I mean, we chatted about this when we were watching the game, and I didn't even finish the game. I didn't finish the game. I think 70 something minutes. I said I wasn't watching the game. Like for a football fan, that was quite embarrassing.
yeah,
Um,
that's right.
you
Good
expect
to watch.
better. Sorry,
I say it
what did
was
you
good
say?
to watch. It was good to
I
Yeah,
mean,
watch.
yeah, it was good to watch if you're a Liverpool
Later.
fan, and but I just felt I wanted something more. I wanted something much more competitive from them, and I
Mm,
just felt that there's so much going on in that dressing room. Obviously, there's so much going on, and the
yeah.
players were not putting in their best. And
Hmm.
I think for me, I still have a feeling, and I keep saying it. And I think I've made an analogy to you once in the past, Bemiga and Mossy Boy, about the fact
Yeah,
that when you have the likes of Ronaldo, when you like the likes of Neymar, people that
yeah,
are not willing to fight for the team,
yeah.
it breaks the dynamics of the team generally and
That's
the
correct.
cohesion.
Yes.
It's
Hmm.
it's it's a headache for the manager in a way. It's a blessing and a headache for him. It's a headache when things
Hmm.
are going tough and you need
Yeah,
everybody to put their hands on deck and work hard together. But it is a blessing when that player scores. But if he doesn't score and then he needs to work hard, he doesn't add any value to the team. Carragher was saying Ronaldo might not make Klopp's team. Now, in as much as I want to agree with him, we need to understand that the PR and the politics is going to come in. It's difficult for you to bench Ronaldo, no matter where he plays. And that's going to be a headache. So maybe Klopp might say, sorry, I don't even want him in the first place to save him the headache of having to field him on by force in the team. Yeah. So I think for me, that's a major problem for them, in my opinion. But then again, he has the headache. He needs to bear the pain and do what he needs to do. And sorry, just one more thing. I had Theo saying something about Aubameyang. I totally agree with you. And I think I made a tweet on that game that he was running up and down like he was on drugs. That he's really, 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 really working his ass off now. And that's what we want to see. Yeah. That's what we want to see. It's not just about waiting to score goals. No, we want you to work hard. And you can see that he's really...
Yeah.
Exactly. And I totally, and I watched Arteta's interview where he said, you can see and you can smell it from Arteta. Arteta said, this is the Aubameyang I want. What does that tell you? It means he's been drilling it in this guy's head for a long time, but the guy is almost like a switch has now switched on in the guy's head, and he's now doing what he... So the coach was literally sounding like a fan. He's literally sounding like you and I, Joe, right now. He's like, this is the Aubameyang I want. I don't know if you guys saw that interview. He said, this is the Aubameyang I want. This is... So it tells you that this guy has been expecting this from him, and he's not been doing it. But now he's woken up. And, but anyway, that's all I have to say, really.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, if Aubameyang continues playing this way, it increases our chances of winning games, right? So I'm really glad that we're getting this out of him at this time when the team really needs to turn the thing around.
But what do you guys think? Do you think we should actually continue with this 4-4-2?
Well, it depends on the team we're playing.
Exactly.
It depends on the team.
Exactly. Yeah, because sometimes when you play Odegaard now, Odegaard for me, see, I'm not even. I should have been saying. I said it on this. No, I said it on this channel. Not this season, even last season.
No. Tade, it's not just only you that's saying it. I've said it as well. This is not the man that we want. He doesn't bring anything into the team. That guy.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't say it doesn't bring. I wouldn't say. I mean, I'm pretty critical, but I'm still a bit balanced. I always maintain that the guy is technically gifted. I give that to him. He's technically gifted. He reminds me of Ozil. He has the technique. Some of his one-touch passes, I understand that he has that technique. He's good at that. But when the going gets tough, he gets lost in games, and that's my major problem in the Premier League. Exactly. We don't want celebrity players. We want players that are going to have that steel, a little bit of steel in them as well when the going gets tough. Like Bruno Fernandes. That's what I like about Bruno Fernandes. He puts in tackles here and there. He works hard, But when you think everything you have to do is all about just passes and that's enough, that's where I usually have a problem. And that's my own major problem with him. Now, I look at Lacazette playing in his position. Lacazette is doing his job better than him. Because Lacazette is putting in the work, he's winning tackles, he's holding up play, he's giving passes.
You can see the energy.
You can see the energy. And if you're not giving energy in Premier League, bruv, the difference between Liverpool and the other teams is because they're technically good and they have energy.
They have energy, yeah, that's right.
True.
That's like...
Yeah. Yeah, you're correct.
Who starts?
Like a start of created chances. Odegaard is not even in our top 5.
Odegaard isn't creating any chances. It's really bad.
Like you are not doing your role. We bought you to create chances. You are not creating chances.
It is not right, and I think he needs to step up if he's going to convince the fans that it was a good signing, right? Because I think men like Ramsdale, for example, most fans are already behind Ramsdale, right? Everybody's convinced this was a good signing. Same as Tomiyasu. We saw Tavares the other day as well, even Sambi Lokonga. So it seems like Odegaard is the one that everybody's still looking at and saying, we don't know if this was a good signing or not. But I mean, we're going to see. Tony Blackwell, big ups to you, my man. He's checking on you today. He says, good evening, guys. Just dropping in as I'm working. Hope you're good. Tade, where have you been? Take care and keep working hard. Trust me, Tade is working hard.
I am.
So
Yeah,
yeah, big ups to you,
one
Tony.
one thing I just want to say is I just want to touch on what's it called? What's the name of this our headmaster? What's his name?
Edu.
No,
Um,
headmaster. Tade, remind me his name now.
Yeah.
I don't know which
Our
headmaster you're talking about. Oh.
headmaster, our defender, the defend Rob
Oh,
Holding.
okay, okay, Robert.
okay.
Oh,
Rob Holding. This guy is an headmaster.
He played well,
I
you
want,
know.
yeah, I want you to put him and Benjamin White next to each other. You know, I said this Benjamin is not a better player than you see everything that
come
Benjamin
on,
was
come
doing
on,
yesterday.
come
Oh,
on.
come on, listen to
No,
what I was want to say. Ben White, he pick up the ball, he run out of the defense. Then Rob Holding is doing exactly the same thing. The only one thing I rate Rob Holding than him is Ben White doesn't
Aerial
head the ball
ability, right?
once.
Yeah.
Rob
Mm,
Holding is the one doing all the heading for him.
mm,
You
mm,
understand what? This is the reason why I said 50 million on this guy is just too much
mm.
because it doesn't warrant 50 million. This guy is
But
not
but
better than
I
what we've
wouldn't
got.
lie. I wouldn't lie, and I know that I know what I hear you. But
Hmm.
honestly, in the last, especially against Villa, I
Yeah.
mean a little bit against Leeds as well. I think I'm seeing a lot more what they're saying about Ben White and what his actual strength is. Right?
Hmm.
You
He
saw
was a
against
playmaker.
Villa
He was a playmaker.
how many times Ben
I
White drove from the defense, drove
Yeah.
right into
Drove.
the heart of the midfield and tried to create.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is what they're talking about, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
So
a
I think
playmaker.
at the end of the day, we need to be able to balance that. If someone like Gabriel, who you know is a lot stronger, will
Mm.
grind out tackles and stuff, is
Yeah.
beside him, I
Yeah.
will feel a bit more comfortable,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because I know even when he has gone forward, then Gabriel and as well Tomiyasu on his side can try to cover up for him.
But
Yeah.
remember last season, Rob Holding was the one playing in defense, and he get us more clean sheet than any other defender that we have last season.
I mean, but we've started piling on clean sheets as well. But let's see. I think at the
All
end of
right.
the day, right, the beauty of having a squad is to have good players that can compete for places,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
And I think we have that now, which is a good thing, right?
And
So
yeah, and one thing I want to
Saliba is
point to,
still on loan.
yeah,
one
we
thing
have Saliba.
I want to point also to is like it looks like Tavares actually bring more balance in that defense
I'm not
than
going
the
to let you
Nigerian.
start this agenda on this show, Mossy boy. This is how
Mozzie,
you
No,
as
no,
my
no, no,
no,
fans
no.
go loud
behave.
It's
down,
true.
go loud
It's
down,
true.
go loud down.
No, look at that game against Aston. Look at Tavares. It looks like this guy. I'm sure after that game they're going to call him to go and bring a sample because
You
that
will
guy
see
was
Tierney. Tierney
running.
will come back against
You
Leicester and show
understand?
you what I'm
You know
missing
what? You know what?
again.
I kind of see where Mossy Boy is coming from, and I don't know if I told you guys on. I don't know. I think I mentioned it on my Twitter
Yeah,
about Tavares, and I said I think I made a statement. I said Turney should be worried
worried.
after
That's
that
right.
game,
Hmm.
simply because I think he has a better attacking instincts than Turney, in the
And he
sense
can
that
use both feet,
his
both
final
foot.
is
Yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
he can use both feet. His
Hmm.
final ball seems a bit better, in my opinion, than
Hmm.
Turney. Let's
Yeah.
be honest with ourselves. Turney's delivery these days, I don't know what's happened to it.
Hmm.
It's
His
not working
crosses
out.
these
It's not
days are a
working out.
bit overboard. Is either over passes or short. I don't know what's up with him with his passes. And then you're talking about him, this guy being able to use both feet. I saw
Hmm.
him going more into the 18-yard box, way more than Turney does. Turney
Yeah,
is more like a byline player. He runs towards the
yeah.
flank and
Hmm.
crosses in, while Tavares mixes it up. Sometimes he makes
Hmm.
the run into the 18-yard box. Sometimes he makes the runs wide, and
Hmm.
he can use both feet, which is an
Hmm.
advantage because
Advantage.
they
Yeah.
won't know when he's going to use his right foot to
Hmm.
take a shot. Now, he's a better dribbler. There is absolutely no doubt. And this was one
Yeah.
of the main reasons they got him from Benfica.
And it's
When we were
faster.
looking at him, and he's very fast. When I was looking at his heat map when they bought him, he spent more time in opposition half than in his
Half.
own
Yeah.
half,
Yeah.
and he had highest number of take-ons in the team.
Hmm.
So this is an attribute, and he's young. So we've
He's
got a
young,
player in our hands. We've got a
and
player in our
he's
hands.
got recovery speed as well.
He is
Yes,
really
Yeah. Yeah.
fast, to be honest.
Hmm.
But
yes.
anyways, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's just good that we have two very good options at the end of the day. But yeah, before we wrap up the show, let me take a few comments and then I'll get your thoughts about the Leicester game today. Osman Ali here is saying, well, he doesn't like holding. He's saying why she's more comfortable. And Saliba is good, but overhyped too much. That tackle against
Thank
Mbappe
you.
was overrated.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
That was a
Osman.
good tackle, guys. Come
Thank
on.
you.
That was
Thank
a really
you.
good tackle. I don't know what you guys are saying.
What
Um,
I agree with him 100%. Thank you.
that Saliba is overrated,
He is
overhyped.
overhyped. We are overhyping this guy. We haven't even seen him play in Premier League, and we're just look.
But we
I can.
want to see him play in Premier League
Do
now.
you
We want
do you
Arteta to give him
realize
a chance.
I can go and make a clip specifically for holding? Do you know that? I make him look good.
Of course, of course,
So
of
let's not
course.
be carried away by highlights. That's my
Very
point.
true, very true. I mean, and for most people, because I watched a bit of the game, Saliba also made a few mistakes in that game, but the tackle against Mbappe really stood out because it was a really good tackle. But
Exactly.
I think what people, I mean, what I am saying sometimes is I would like to see him in the Premier League and make that conclusion about whether he's good enough in the
The,
Premier League
the,
or not.
the
And
issue
until
with
we do
this
that, it won't be fair.
yeah, the issue with this Saliba stuff is that I don't even feel like he's overhyped. He's actually doing very well. But it's like since we bought Ben White, Saliba is used as this beating stick to for Ben White slander. Because
True.
fans that don't fancy Ben White will say, oh, we had Saliba. Why didn't you not
Why
just
did
play
you buy
Saliba? And
exactly?
they behave like as if Saliba doesn't make any mistakes in League One. So I
Exactly.
just feel like he's still a young player. Like I don't even think he
Mhm.
has had a full season of professional football. He has not had a full season of professional football. So
Yeah.
So we will
Yeah.
Yeah,
see. I
but
mean, and I
but
also
but one.
worry that it's bad for Saliba himself because when he eventually comes back, the scrutiny
Mm,
will now be a lot. If he makes a simple
yes,
mistake, they will come back and say, "Can you see the Saliba that people have been crying for?" Do you get?
yeah, but the
It'll be
thing
really
is,
tough.
one thing I just want to. I'm not sure whether you play football. I'm not sure whether I feel. I play football.
I mean, Tade
Tade play
plays football as
football,
well.
but one thing I play in the defense. Let me make you understand everything, because these guys, they are professional, they are human as well. We are, and we are bound to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you can never learn. You won't learn from that, right? I'm just saying about Saliba. For him to be able to learn in the Premier League, he has to play, he has to make a
Play.
mistake, and he has to learn from it. So if we're saying that this guy is still young, then how old is he now? He's 20 now, or he's
Yeah,
20 or
right,
21.
right. So
So
I guess
if
the point
how
is
old is
let
he
him
going to
play
become
in the
before he
Premier
started
League at
playing in the
least.
Premier League? That is my own
Yeah.
opinion. So if
Um.
we're saying that he's still young, we can't play him, then we got 19, 18, 20, 21 year old playing in the Premier
On the
League right
pitch,
now,
yeah.
and they're
I think
defender,
he's.
they're playing in the center half. So if
Yeah,
I
for
I
us
don't,
think
to
I don't
be
even
able
want us to
to,
flog this issue too much, right? I think we
yeah,
will be able to make a conclusion when Saliba gets his chance in the Premier League, and I think he will get
that's
that
right.
chance next season. Anyways, let's
Hmm.
just quickly move on so we can wrap up. Sentiment is saying hi to you, Tade. It says Tade, hope Tade is well and looking after yourself. I believe
Yeah.
he
I'm
is.
not dead. I'm not dead.
Big ups to you. It says Tavares availability will trump Kieran Tierney. I mean, I guess we're gonna see that. Like Xhaka is almost always available. Unfortunately, I think he's talking about Tavares
Ah,
there.
it doesn't like Shaka.
He doesn't like Xhaka. Katie can use his right. WBA in the snow.
Mm,
Katie's goal. Yeah, that was a really good goal. I
yeah, you
remember that.
use that. That's an excuse. He hardly uses his right. We know
But it
that. Come
hardly
on.
exactly. It's not his
Hmm.
strongest foot, but I remember that really good goal against West Brom. Make Holding look good. Tade, you are not good. Oh my goodness. And yeah, since Saliba versus PSG was good, not like our CBs are faultless, backing up like backup dancers, clapping chicks. Sentiment is always so critical of this Arsenal squad. Saliba is unquestionably better than Holding, Mari, probably Chambers, English Carrefour. I mean, I guess we'll see all these things. Anyway, Tade, let me ask.
Mm.
Leicester City versus Arsenal on Saturday. What do you think is going to happen? What are your predictions for that game?
Is Vardy back from injury? That's the first question because
Yeah, he is.
Easy.
he's back.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The only
That
the only
guy.
player they are missing is this Nigerian midfielder. What's his name?
He's Ndidi.
Ndidi.
He's the only
Ndidi.
one that is
Ah,
not
Ndidi
going to
is
play.
not available. Yeah.
thank God. Thank God, thank God, thank God. That's gonna
But
help us
the
because
only player I fear in that
that
Leicester team is
midfield.
Talisman. Talisman.
Why is that the
Unfortunately,
only player you're gonna
Tilleman.
fear?
Because
So
this
you don't
guy
fear?
scores goals.
You're not scared of Verdi. You're
This
not scared
guy
I
of Verdi,
scores
fear
yeah?
goals.
Vadio. I
Listen,
fear
let me tell you
Vadio.
one thing. Let
Even
me tell
this
you
is
one
You're not
thing.
scared of Verdi. Do
I'm
you know
not
how
scared
many
of
goals
Verdi.
he scored against
If you
us?
can stop Verdi running behind our defense, he can't do anything.
Everything is
If
an
you
if. Everything
yeah,
you're saying is if, but Verdi scores against
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, he
Verdi
scores
scores against
against everybody
everybody.
because they're not stopping him running. He's quick.
Every team he scores against. It
yeah.
doesn't care who you are.
Yeah,
And you know
See,
yeah.
the
what's
So
point is
funny?
this.
Is Vardy
Yeah,
has the second highest number of goals in the league this season. So he's
mm,
scoring at the moment.
at his age. Anyway,
that is
the thing is this, yeah. For me,
yeah,
that game, I'm going into it just hoping that
open, yeah.
we change history because these guys, I don't know, they've been getting the better of us recently.
Mm,
I think last season they brought Verdi from the bench and the game ended 1-0. And I remember
once,
very well that game. I remember very well, and I know you like to hear this, baby guy. The referee messed us up. That goal that was scored by Lacazette, the header, that
yeah.
was
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
that was not
Yeah, they
an
said
offside. And
he
this,
was interrupting the
yeah,
goalkeeper or
yeah, that
something
was
like
yeah,
that.
that Shaka was in the view, which was useless, which is a stupid excuse.
Mm,
That should have been a goal and all. I remember that game, and I think we beat them. I think we beat them in the second.
Yeah, we beat
yeah, I
The
them
think
three
return.
we
The
one in the
won.
return.
second leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, it's gonna be a tough game because obviously these guys want to kind of overtake us,
Yeah.
because right now we're above them. They want to overtake us. So it's Leicester, Arsenal is always a feisty affair. So you should expect
Hmm.
some goals in that game. But
Yeah.
if we get a draw, I'm not gonna be too angry because
Angry.
this is
Yeah.
Leicester. This
Yeah.
is Leicester, and I'm very happy that Ndidi is not playing, like what you said. Are you sure he's not playing, or is he injured or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
think
heard
he's
that as
injured.
well. That is not available. So
It's not available.
Right. So if he's not available, I would say we would have a little bit of edge in that
Mm,
midfield, a little bit of edge, because defensively is their best player in the defensive midfield, in my
mm,
opinion. And obviously, we're probably going to be starting with the likes of what's this guy's name, Lokonga and Partey. Hopefully,
mm.
we have those two to shore up the defense. But I just hope Arteta does not unscrew his brain and decide to go and use that formation that I don't like. There's a
Yeah.
particular formation
is that one
I
where he
keep saying it.
isolates Party? I
Yes,
know.
I don't like that formation. I don't like that formation where he uses Partey as the only, so and then brings in
And yeah.
Odegaard and brings
Yeah.
in I
Mm,
don't like it because it isolates only one DM. I hate that particular formation. And you guys know I've always vocal about that. I don't like that
yeah.
formation. I
Yes.
don't. If he wants to use it 4-4-2, maybe he should stick with it. Stick with the winning formula, in my opinion. That's what I would say.
I will just me if I'm Arteta, I will just stick to the formation we played against Aston Villa and just
Take the
hope for the
game
Exactly.
to
best.
them. Right. Yeah, we'll
Mm,
see. The other game I wanted us to talk about to predict before we close the show is the Manchester United and Tottenham game, right? Because I think this is another huge game that might actually decide Ole's future in this club, right?
mm,
They've played, I mean, they lost 5-0 against Liverpool. And this is sort of like a game where they must react.
mm.
If not, it's a problem. So I don't know. I'll start with you, Theo. What do you think is going to happen in that game? United versus Spurs.
So the Osakiko. Ah, it
Sakiko.
sounds, to be honest, a 0-0 or a 1-1 draw. Because both teams will really want to come out and attack. 1-1, 0-0. Nobody will win that match.
1-1, 1-1, 0-0, right? And they're playing against Spurs at home. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's interesting. What about you, Mossy Boy? What do you think?
Someone
United
said it
Spurs.
earlier. Someone said it earlier in the chat. I can see Tottenham winning 10-0. So
Come on. It's not that bad. Tani, what do you think?
I
Okay.
seriously, I will go for draw as well. So because I don't want
Okay.
any of them to win. They just want two of them to drop points. That's all.
Me, I want Ole to win. Oh, please, I need him to keep his job.
Me
Tani, what do
only.
you say?
I think for me, that gives is going to be a test of Manchester United's character because right now
Mm,
their confidence is down. Their
yeah.
heads are down. Rashford came out and said he was embarrassed. He couldn't even come out
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
face the fans recently. They're at a point now where they're going to be really tested mentally. This is not even about how good you are as an individual player or skill wise or whatever. It's about the mental test now. So if I were them, I would say they should just go back to the basics. and play Tottenham that way. That's what I would advise them to do, because it's going to be a real test. Because right now the mood is down. The mood is down everywhere in Manchester right now. So they just need to go back to the basic and try and get a draw. But I see Tottenham edging that game, in my opinion. I don't know, for some weird reason, I just feel they're going to edge it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a 2-1 win for Tottenham.
Okay, interesting. I mean, the way I see it, I actually think United will win. I think that, just having, maybe this is just me overhyping Ronaldo in my head again and Bruno Fernandes, but I think they have the characters and the squad that can help them get the reaction. I also don't think Spurs are in the best place, right? Harry Kane, I don't think has scored significant amount of goals this season. I think everything
just one, scored just one.
Yeah, scored just one, exactly.
Son has scored, I think, 4.
So I don't know, because Tottenham aren't at their best either, right? I think that United might edge it, but we're gonna see. This should be interesting. They've called it the El Sakiko. I see sentiment saying it as well. El Sakiko de Club Muerte. Oh my goodness!
I think that's what Football Terrorists called it today.
Oh, okay, that's where it's coming from. It says another dead club derby. Anyways, I think a few more comments here that I should take before we wrap up. Osman Ali is suggesting that we go 3 at the back against Leicester. He's saying 3 at the back will stop Jamie Vardy. Sentiment is saying Arsenal is a club made up of ifs, buts, and maybes. Our players, maybe our potentials. The manager is very iffy, and our results are but if only what ifs. Anyways, I think people need to be a lot more positive. Sentiment and Mossy Boy. He says the English Nesta will stop Vardy. Big Ben White. Yeah. Also, Partey is not a DM or defensively sound to play there continually. Come on. It's just that Baba is like 51 years old. That guy is...
I agree. That guy... See, I'm not going to lie, yeah. I watch Partey. I've been analysing Partey closely recently. Yeah. And then I compare him to Kante. He's a bit too slow sometimes. I don't get it. It's almost like his reaction time sometimes compared to other DMs. I use Kante as an example because that's probably the best DM in the world, in my opinion. Him and Verratti. I think they're probably the best DMs in the world. And I look at Partey sometimes, his reaction time. And when he's chasing a player, he looks very, very, very slow, catching up with that player.
Baba don't hold.
so he's probably... Anyway, I don't know, man.
We'll see. Anyways, I think it's a good time to wrap up the show. Big ups to everyone that has watched us and has commented. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back again next week when we've hopefully demolished Leicester City, right? And we'll be back.
Wishful.
I mean, you said sentiment. I said we're a club of wishful thinking, so no problem. So hopefully we would have beaten Leicester, and it'll be a good result. Anyways, thanks to everyone as well. Big ups to you, Theo. Big ups to you, Tade, Mossy Boy. And we will see again next week. Peace out, guys. See you next week.
All right.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, cheka sheko yori. Licky, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be there.